And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Beyond the Bell. It is Tuesday. It is March 26, 2024. It is 60 seconds after the bell, which means it's time to go beyond the charts, beyond the news, and beyond the bell. Brought to you, as always, by our good friends over at the Blue Sky Trading Company for the clearest path to a live brokerage account. Live trading with Mike every day in the Discord in this outstanding show. You have no reason to go elsewhere. You get the education here, you get the account here, you get funded here, you get the brokerage here, you get the payouts here. The payouts go to your bank account, you pay your bills, you buy a house, you buy a car, and I guess just live happily ever after. At least that's the goal, right? So I've got a bit of news for you. You guys need to hit that like button a bunch of times for me right now, because in like 60 seconds, I am going to give you guys the code to the first ever 50% off the $200,000 static account. Y'all been asking about it for weeks, ever since they launched the account. So guys, today we have a flash sale. And this is only going on, guys, for a couple of hours. So you need to give me some bells in the chat. You need to like this stream, and you need to tell me how badly do you want that 50% off code. And then in my ever benevolent ruling over this show, I will grant you the knowledge that you seek. So, Mike, nice to see you. Balder Dean, Trade Up to Crypto, Yenny, Makar. I see all the usual suspects here today, which I cannot get enough of you guys. You guys are amazing. For those of you that make this part of your routine, both right after the markets and later on tonight, a huge thank you. So, how's everybody doing today? Red or green today? Just give me in the chat. Give me a red or a green. Really challenging day to trade, guys. We had some fantastic movement in the last 30 minutes, about the last 45, really. And if you were like me and you tuned out after about the first 2 hours, there was very little to excite you and to pull you back in. And I always say, you know, when you get markets in consolidation, you don't want to trade the first move out of consolidation. You want to trade either the reversal move or the confirmation move. So with that in mind, guys, because you're awesome, you gave me the bells in the chat. I love to see them. Here is your discount code. So this is for 2 hours only, guys. This expires in 1 hour and 57 minutes. This is the first ever flash sale on the $200,000 Static Plus account. If you recall, this one has, I believe, a $2,000 static drawdown. So I think that's amazing, guys, and I really look forward to you guys having success in that account. If you go on the Blue Sky YouTube page, guys, I actually did a video when they announced this account a few weeks back with a few tips for trading this specific account. Okay? So, yeah, so I'm going to leave this on the screen for about 30 more seconds. I'll put it up once or twice more if you miss it. If you're watching on a phone and you can't see, the code is FLASH200, all caps, FLASH, F-L-A-S-H, 200. And yeah, so get it. Now you have 2 hours, and it's not limited. There's not a certain amount, so you can wait till the end of the show. But go ahead and get your cards ready. Get your well, I don't think they take PayPal, but get your cards ready. Get your payment systems ready, and as soon as this show is done, shoot on over to bluesky.pro and check that out. So with that in mind, guys, let us go to the big picture. So as I told you guys, we usually start with the 4-hour chart, guys, but the 4-hour chart actually is a little misleading today. We've got to start with the 5-minute chart. Okay, so if I do what I like to do, which is throw in a vertical line at 8:30, which is when the market's open Central Time, and if you look here, this was our market up until the last about 40 to 45 minutes. Yes, thank you guys thank you. Raj in the home office in Wahoo, Nebraska has put up that the link to that tips on how to pass the 200K Static Plus account. So yeah, definitely check that out. But guys, this was one of the least active trading days I've seen in a long time. Lower than average volume, ATR was low. Our standard deviation width was below 19 at one point, which is like, you know, we want to see it above 25. A lot of times it's 30 or higher. Today it was below 20, below 19, just insanely low. And then we get this volume spike into the close, Now, guys, I rarely trade power hour, which is from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And because, I've usually, I didn't have a ton of trades today, obviously, because the market wasn't really conducive to my style of trading. But, and I'm also prepping for this show. I come down here, get everything fired up, get my lights set up, turn on the TV behind me, make sure get my graphics loaded up. I always have to change the date in that upper left-hand corner of your screen. The little scroll on the bottom, usually update that once per week. But, usually anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes of prep that goes into this show. And so I really was just kind of watching this out of the corner of my eye, and actually had a couple of setups that I really like. I'm not around my trading computer. I don't trade. I don't trade on my phone or the only trades that I place are at my trading computer, which is about 15 feet above me in my office. My studio down here, I don't make any trades, and that's a hard and fast rule for me. That's I've learned that over the years. Actually, I learned that as a swing trader as well, because I'd be out and about, and sometimes something would hit a particular area, right, that maybe I wanted to see. I would allow myself to exit trades on my phone, like, again, as a swing trader, if in an options play, and it hit a profit target, I got an alert. If I didn't already have an order set, I allowed myself to exit there. But guys, there's a few things I like to say at least 2-3 times a month on this show, and one of them is, guys, if you're trying to day trade, especially if you're trying to pass like an eval or you want to do this for a living, you're not going to do this on your phone. You're not going to do this on a tablet. Get yourself a trading computer. Again, for me, I understand a lot of people are on budgets. That's why something like the cheap plug for the sale again. A sale like this, right, can really help you and can get you the account you want at a very reasonable price. Okay, but there are some upfront expenses that we need to talk about in trading. We're going to get to that in a minute. I think that makes for a good lesson of the day, but I do want to look at the 4-hour chart before we go too far off the actual technical analysis. So, guys, we are now in this lower zone here, right? We're down. We actually closed below 480. We're down to 460. Where are we at? 465 here as we move into the after hours trading. We did rebound a little bit here, but guys, so for right now, what am I expecting into tomorrow? Honestly, I don't know that there's anything in the markets that necessarily makes me think that we're headed down here, but I will tell you this. If we open tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, if we open below 450, I'm bearish down to 300. Okay, and if we open above this zone, so we'll say 520, I'm bullish up to about this 650, 700 level again. Okay. Now, what about in between here, Matt? Well, that means we're in the zone, and I can't really take a macro sort of a big picture bullish or bearish thesis until I specifically see where we are coming out of that zone. And also, guys, obviously, if we open here and we run right back into the zone, or if we open here and we run right back down here, I'm can revise at any given moment. And that doesn't mean there's not trades to be had in here. But for me, when I'm talking about my big picture thesis, my macro thesis, this is what I'm looking at into tomorrow. And again, guys, this is, as always, a interactive show. So make sure any questions you have in the moment, feel free to put them in the chat. DS, new rules for me. No power hour trading. That's, honestly, DS, that's not a bad idea. Now, don't get me wrong. I know traders who do very well in power hour, and that's fine. If you have a system that is designed for that, there's no wrong way to trade if it makes you money consistently. And I don't mean you do it, I made money 3 days in a row, doing this particular bad habit. Bad habits in trading will always lose you money in the long run when we start doing it out over weeks, months, etc. So, I'm building a trading setup in my garage next with my exercise equipment. Plan is to hit treadmill before starting the day. Then I plan to hit weights to wait for the chart to show me an A+ trade. Hey, Mike, whatever you need to do, brother, whatever you need to do to get your. I went on a kick this winter where I tried to, I did one of the cardio workouts I usually do, my Peloton workout. I did it before, I woke up early and did it before the trading. I didn't notice an increase or decrease in my performance, and I valued the extra hour of sleep a little more, so I moved it back to evenings. But that's, some people I know do that. Some people are very big on, getting the blood flowing a little bit, getting, their body just shocked a little bit out of sleep so that they can sit down. I don't have a big trouble waking up, even if I don't get a ton of sleep. If I don't get it, like if I get a really, this week I've actually been sleeping really well. But if I don't get a lot of sleep, I just know by about 11 or noon Central Time. So after about the first 3 hours in the market, I know my decision making is going to lag a little bit, and so I'm going to be very strict in my trading there. But unless I get almost no sleep, I'm usually good for that 8:30 to 11 time slot, which is where I make roughly 70% of my trade. So again, this comes from a decade of knowing yourself as a trader, guys, and that's so important to keep a good trading journal, and also just sort of like a trading diary. I kept track of caffeine consumption, alcohol consumption the night before, all that kind of stuff. I actually did find I cut my coffee intake in half. Basically I was averaging 3 to 4 cups a day. Usually I'm 1, maybe 2 now. And I have noticed that makes a difference. And that's over a couple of years of data points, right? So again, all these little things that can help you. And it's not always about helping you make good trades. A lot of times it's helping you stay out of bad trades, right? James, red again. You're ready to give up. Well, hold on. I don't really. Just a second here. James, this is for you, brother. Don't ever give up. Okay? This is from one of my all-time favorite. I have a background in basketball coaching. Jim Valvano's 1993 ESPY speech for me is the most perfect speech that's ever been made. Just a fantastic speech. It's about, I think, 9 minutes long. Go watch that, James. That's your assignment tonight. And I want you to email me after you've watched that and tell me what you think. I'm dead serious. Can you do that for me, James? My email, I'll put my email on the screen. Just matt@tiresiastrading.com. That's TIRESIAS trading.com. And that goes for any of you guys as well. If you go watch, it's on YouTube, 1993 Jim Valvano ESPY speech, ESPY. Okay, he receives the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. It's a fantastic speech. Watch that, email me, tell me what you think about it. That's your assignment for the day. Why would I let him give up, J-Teebs? That's not doing right by him. That's absolutely not doing right by him. No, I'm never going to let somebody give up. Now, if somebody needs to take, I'm not saying, James, if you maybe need to take the rest of the week and just kind of recompose yourself, maybe go back and study some strategies, do whatever you need to do. If you need a day off, I encourage that. But I never encourage giving up. Because I'm living the fruits of this business and what it can do, and the flexibility, freedom, independence that it can provide. Okay, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be in this. I'm pretty good at this. It's done me very well in my lifestyle and my bank account, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I'm nowhere near my long-term goals. Okay, I got to keep, I'm not one of those, you got to grind 22 hours a day, bro. No, I abhor those people. It's rise and grind, dude. Like no, but you do have to put in the work, but sometimes you need to take a day off. So James, today was not a good day for trading until the last 45 minutes. There wasn't great movement. Okay, so don't beat yourself up. It's all about recognizing days like this and just saying, you know what, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, Jay, I don't know if you're being funny or not, but that's not the kind of talk we allow in here. So we'll see you tomorrow, bro. No, we don't allow defeatist talk. We don't put others down, even if we're just trying to be funny. Nope. So so stick with it. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. And that's something I've carried with me in a lot of. I'm in a good place right now, but that hasn't always been the case, right? We've all had our dark days. We've all had times where we've doubted our ability as a trader, our worth as a person. That's normal. It's called life. It's called being a human being. All right. And I know it's cliche, knock down 7 times, get up 8, right? All that stuff, but that's true. That stuff is those types of quotes and advice is timeless for a reason, right? I just saw, guys, a great, boy, we're really going off the rails here, but I think we're doing it in a good way. There was a great, I watch, on mornings, usually when I'm waking up, what do? I'm an American white dude. I put Sports Center on, right? That's how I start my day. And they had a big thing on the Duke women's basketball coach, Carol Lawson, I believe was her name. And she talked about how it was a speech that went viral. It's probably on YouTube as well. And she was telling her players, listen, life doesn't get any easier, right? Life is what it is. And it's not about life getting easier. It's about you being able to handle the hard better. And that's their phrase, handle hard better, right? And that's a little tough rolling off the tongue. It's not as easy as don't ever give up, right? But it's the truth. And in trading, right, like I've told you guys, when it comes to the emotions of trading, you're never going to get rid of those. They're going to be just as strong 5 years from now as they are right now. But you learn how to handle them better. You learn how to not let them intrude on your day-to-day decision-making and your moment-to-moment decision-making, right? I get pissed and frustrated when I lose on trades too, probably just as much, if not more, as when I first started. Okay, but I don't let those negative emotions or the positive emotions from a winning trade carry over into the next one. We're only as good as our last trade in this business, right? So I always tell myself, I just had a losing trade. Okay, as of right now, you're the last hour, you're a losing trader. Let's get out of that. I don't revenge trade. I don't force anything, but it sure keeps me motivated, keeps me ready to go. And at the end of the day, any green, even at this stage in my career, guys, green days are great. Any green day is great, and we kind of go from there. Whew, boy. Yeah, but regardless, James, I've given you your assignment. I expect to hear from you in the next few hours. I'm not kidding. I don't know your email, so you're going to have to identify yourself in your email, guys. But I do want to get to our lesson of the day here after that little aside, because I think I started to talk about this, right? And because I see a lot of people trying to trade on mobile, whether that's a phone, tablet, whatever the case may be. Guys, you're not ready to day trade if you don't have at least kind of a basic trading laptop and a second monitor, right? Honestly, even just trying to trade, I have a monitor. The laptop I have just off to my left here, I run the studio off all the software and all the stuff that I need. It's a mid-tier gaming laptop, right? And it works fine for whatever I need to do for it. I'll bring it on the road with me if I want to do some trading or if I want to do some streaming or something from another location. But even it's got a 17-inch screen. The thing's big, bright, and gorgeous. I won't trade on just that screen alone. I bring a second monitor with me wherever I go. And so I the whole, now this is probably a little more expensive than some people need, but guys, you can find a really nice, like I said, like mid to low level gaming laptop, ideally, like on sale at Best Buy or, any decent brand out there, right? They do their sales. You can spec up your processor, you can spec up your RAM. You don't need a hefty graphics card, right? You don't need one of these 4,000 level graphics cards or whatever, unless you have the money and you want a game on it also. But you can even drop down the graphics card and maybe even not have a dedicated one if there's one on sale like that. And then for $120, $130, you can get a nice 1080 or 1440 monitor, and that's a place to start, right? But other than that, guys, I mean, listen, maybe they exist. If you're out there, I'd be happy to stand corrected. But I've never met anybody that has had a multi-year trading career and made lots of money trading simply off a phone, right? Like I get how that's like. Look, I just made this money on my phone. No, that's you gotta be ready, guys. You gotta have the equipment day to day. Boy, we're doing a lot of non-trading talk today, which I like, right? From time to time, especially in a boring day outside of the last 30 minutes for today, gives us a lot to talk about. Yeah, very choppy day, Mario. Very, very choppy day. So, definitely 1357. Let's grab that 200K static. And before I turn it over to you guys for some more questions, I do want to put this back up. So, for those of you that dropped in late, we have a flash sale, 2 hours only. So we are down to 1 hour and 40 minutes left in that sale. 50% off the $200,000 Static Plus account. Again, that expires today, 6 o'clock Eastern, so 1 hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, Nikki, today was a very important day for patients. So, guys, we're going to go now open the mailbag now. So any questions that you have, let's go ahead and get to those. You work 9 to 5. Best option is on my phone. Hope that's tough, though. And I granted, I don't know like what you do. I don't know specifically like how you're able to do it. But if your 9 to 5 doesn't allow you to maybe put even a laptop off to the side, like I work with clients in my community that have 9 to 5s as well. And some of them, I actually know a couple that have, permission to have a second, laptop, and they thankfully work for people that basically say, listen, as long as you get your job done, I don't give a crap what you're doing, right? Obviously, if you're in one of those ridiculous like hybrid working situations, or our teamwork is built best in the office, or some of that ridiculous corporate speak that people are going through, and they don't let you do that. Honestly, you're really in a situation you just need to be learning. Maybe try to. I'm not hugely confident in trading after hours or European or Asian sessions or anything. Like I know some people that do, but yeah, that's not allowed to have laptop at work. Hope that's just tough, right? I think it's going to be tough to do things on your phone, and I've tried, right? Like so many people have told me, I do some of my trading. My secondary trading account runs through TradingView. And I've tried to do a little bit of it on my phone. And don't get me wrong, the phone things have come such a long way. Man, it's tough, though. You're talking about, at most an 8-9-inch screen, and that's on a gigantic phone. I don't know that any phones are that big, but, like my iPhone here, I can't trade on that, right? Like, that's really, really difficult. So I kind of don't know what to tell you there. I will tell you, and I'm not advocating what you should or shouldn't do, but I did work with a trader a few years ago who spent about almost a full year just kind of learning and going through the day-to-day, maybe doing some delayed trading. There's limited returns in that in terms of whether it helps or not, but it does get you some reps. And then he had a bunch of vacation built up, and he took 2 weeks off and traded and learned a lot. Then he went back to work and, again, learned from what he did, tried to, and then, stole an occasional day off here or there, and eventually moved into trading full time. It's been about 2 years since I spoke to him because he was a client at the last place I was at. And usually, you leave a company that you work for, you don't, you get no competes in terms with clients and stuff like that. But last I heard, he was on the path to being a successful trader. But it takes time. And you need your 9 to 5, right? And don't do the stupid ass thing that I did, which was quit my job before I was a profitable trader, because that leads to nothing but stress. Right? The moment you have to be successful in this game, I can almost guarantee you won't be. It's just the nature of the pressure that we put ourselves in this business. Why the NQ is acting weird? The NQ is a monkey on crack. I don't know when it's not acting weird. If the NQ ever acts normal, let me know. But it was very tight today. Miriam, we talked a little bit about that at the top of the show. Honestly, it's a short week, right? Holiday on Friday. We're post FOMC. There's a lot of things that we can talk about with this, and it's just sort of a compilation and a combination of a lot of different things. It's been a great trading year so far. It's living up to my prediction. I predicted back in October 2024 was going to be one of the best years for day traders in terms of intraday volatility. And for the most part, we've lived up to that. Not every day, and there's going to be clumps of days like yesterday, today. We do have a CPI print Thursday before the market opens. Maybe that gives us a decent day on Thursday. But with Friday off, you will see the volume start to tail off after lunch on Thursday. So... All right, Riz, your 100K eval renews tomorrow. So, let me ask you this then, Riz. Is it in a failure state, so you're going to get a reset with that? And if it is, what are you going to do differently this month that you didn't do last month? Like I said, guys, if you're somebody who's failed 1 to 3 evals, that's okay. That's just part of being a trader, right? It's learning the structure and the trading rules and all that in an eval. But if you've failed 5, 8, 10, 20, 60, 100, then you really need, like, if you're on eval number 50, I have to ask, what are you going to do different on 50 that you didn't do on 49, right? Like, what are you going to change? Because, again, what's the textbook definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you failed 5 or more evals, it's time to go back to the drawing board. It doesn't mean you have to change a ton of things, but you certainly need to change a few things, right? Journal. Yes, Bree. Absolutely. Guys, journaling software has come so far. I use Trader Sync, but there's Trader View, which you get, I believe, 50% off of your Blue Sky. TradeZella is the new kid on the block. I'm actually going to demo them at some point. Just to, any journaling software. And not only that, but handwritten journal as well. Guys, like I said, I always keep the notepad and write down a few things throughout the day. Type them in maybe like an online journaling program or something like that, just to help keep you go. Lost 2K that day. My rule was 450 max per day. Emotions took over. Yeah. That's it. Let's see which CPI print. I will check here. They just redid I really like this, guys. They just redid this this stuff on TradingView, which for my money is the best charting platform out there. I don't trade much through here, but yeah, Chicago PMI right here. So that's a tangentially related. Anything inflation or price related, guys, has been market movers, or at least temporarily over the last few months. Well, Tio, that's a great question. So he says, this chop will draw me into tilt, and I spiral more and more out of control. I don't know how to stop myself. So, Tio, do you have a daily stop loss maybe that's outside of what Blue Sky does? So if you're trading a Blue Sky eval and you have a $1,000 daily stop loss, maybe set your personal daily stop loss at half that, at 500. This is just a suggestion, and this is a suggestion without knowing specifically what your issues are, whether they're strategy related, emotion related, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's but I would just say, and again, this is why we journal, right? Because when I do have one, I just ignore it because I'm already so frustrated trying to go, okay, so you're revenge trading, right? Honestly, there's not a lot of hacks for that. I wish there was. I mean, there's mental strategy, but at some point you just got to stop doing it, right? I would also encourage you, we talked about, Tio, I don't know if you saw the event last week with Jared Tendler, or was that 2 weeks ago? It was 2 weeks ago. But go back on our YouTube page and check that out. It should be highlighted near the top of the page. We talk about revenge trading in that. Jared Tendler is one of the best performance coaches in the world, and I had the pleasure of interviewing him. We talked about a variety of things, and revenge trading is a big one. Hey, Green Day, SPX Booney. That's a green day. Wish you the best. Yeah, Tio, definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, wow, Riz. Hey, first of all, congrats, Riz. You're seeking out some of these videos, and that's outstanding. Like, you're doing the work, right? That's very, very important. Yeah, you got you've got what, about, I think it ends up being like 20 to 22, or it's like 18 to 23 or something trading days per month, depending on when you start your eval. So you got all of them. What's your hurry? I mean, I'm not saying drag it all out to the end of the month where you're racing to get trades in on the last day because you don't want to get rebuild. But yeah, just you got literally all the time in the world for those 30 days, right? Just take your time. For $3,000, like if you're doing the $50,000, right? So, or let's say you're doing the static that is on sale right now. So you need, I believe, a $4,000 profit before a $2,000 loss. All right, well that's 10 $400 trades, which aren't huge trades. Right, so maybe you're aiming for $500 winners and $300 losers, and if you win 50% of the time on those, you're eventually going to get your way up to 4K, and then you're in blue live, and you're building money that you can withdraw. Right? Don't be in a hurry. Don't need to do it in 8 days. This is why the guys at Blue Sky. Obviously, you've got Mike, Josh, Raj, a variety of traders. And non-traders and a variety, they set the rules. They don't let me set the rules because, no offense, you'd hate me if I set the rules, right? I'd make you trade that whole month and make sure you can do it, right? And so you got to find and they want to do that, but right, you're not going to buy them if you need to trade for 30 days. But at the same time, it doesn't only prove to them you can trade, guys. It proves to yourself. Honestly, I have seen the worst traders in the world get on a heater for 4 to 5 sessions. Right? But they give it all back. All right? It's about consistency. It's about building the account day after day, building it in $200, $300, $400, $500 increments instead of trying to do $2,000 at once, right? If I designed these account guys, you'd have to trade for the full month, and I'd have about a 10% consistency rule. So y'all would hate me. You'd come on this show just to curse me out if I set the rules for these accounts. So you need the experience in order to grow. Like I said, Riz, just don't give up. Don't ever give up. All right, guys. So I do want to put this up one more time before we go for the day. So we have this 200K sale that is going on, 50% off the $200,000 static plus. Guys, this is only around for 90 more minutes. 90 more minutes. So go head over to bluesky.pro right now. I'm giving you permission to leave the show early. Go right now and purchase that account. And again, for any of you that want to see that Jim Valvano thing, email me later tonight. Go ahead. And again, any questions you have, you can reach out to me via Discord, Trader Matt, or Matt at TiresisTrading.com. That's TIRESIS Trading.com. All right, my friends. So have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning into another edition of Beyond the Bell. If today wasn't good, wake up tomorrow believing that day will be better. I wish you all the best. Thanks, especially for those of you that are here each and every day. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Go get your 200K static account right now. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.